Orlando Brown recently went on the Dr. Phil show, and the first notable thing about this interview was Orlando's eyes. A lot of people concluded that Orlando is a reptilian high on ketamine, but these people didn't watch the show. Orlando says on the show that they are eye contacts, and they are the same style worn by Michael Jackson in the music video for Thriller. In the interview, Orlando also claims that Michael Jackson is his father. He even goes on to say that family members of Michael Jackson confirmed with him that he is a son of Michael Jackson. The first question we should ask is, how did we get here? It begins with the kids. Orlando clearly does not know his kids. He doesn't know their age. He doesn't know how many, but he knows there is a lot. In the interview, he mentions that he is attempting to keep close to 4 children, and the oldest he reckons is 18. Orlando Brown claims he is 31 years old. That would mean he was conceiving children at 13 and maybe even younger. This is tied in with why he thinks he is Michael Jackson's son. You see that the experience Orlando is given to his own kids, which is multiple kids that he knows he has but has no information, and they probably don't know him either, is the same experience he lived. Orlando doesn't know his father, and in his search he apparently at one point concluded Will Smith was his father.
Bring the music down, and he'll be like, Will Smith is my dad.
Orlando's father probably had multiple kids, and he doesn't know who they are. To claim that he is a son of Michael Jackson is a conspiracy of its own. But in this one, Orlando Brown talked about his time with crystal meth and his other so-called choice of drugs. Even in this interview, he looks heavily sedated. He is on medication, claiming he is 4 years sober. How does a Disney child star go from super rich, super inclined to a drug addict who's apparently sleeping rough from house to house?
You better get away from my house or you get knocked the fuck out. Knocked out for calling on? Bro, chillin', bro. Get away from my house, yo. I'm away from your house. I'm away. I'm off your property. You come back over, I'm gonna knock you the fuck out. I'm off your property. You wait over here for the police. I'm off your property. You don't come back to my house. In Jesus' name.
It's the same question we ask about every Disney star. They all seem to suffer the same fate or continue in the industry and go crazy in front of our eyes. Why do they go insane? Orlando Brown's madness is almost similar to Raz B. All the mess behind that, because it starts from young, and it affects the person to the degree of madness where they self-medicate. In this interview with Vlad TV, Orlando Brown talks about wanting to start a charity to raise 10 million to help kids in children's hospitals, simply because he loves the kids. He has a need to save them, and he even wants to sit down and talk to each and every kid personally as he pays for their medical bills. After which, he wants to take all the kids out to Hollywood Boulevard so that they can see all the giraffes.
Bullshit to Hollywood Boulevard where there's gonna be giraffes and all kind of stuff.
In that same sentence, he says people will get their genitals pleasured. Orlando went from talking about helping kids in hospital to him helping people in the ghetto get their pleasure on. Even at that point, Vlad TV had to point it out to him to put him back on track.
16 people getting their dick sucked. I would, and I'm, you know, I just want to, you know, I don't want no elbows in that thing. So, you know what I'm saying? The parents and all them gotta stay on those sidelines.
The kids go get the money.
Kids get the money.
Okay.
What just happened was that even though the conversation was in context, what we are looking at here is the frame of mind of Orlando Brown, where he can put those two opposite dynamics in one conversation. This is corruption of the mind. It happens at 41 minutes and 10 seconds of this interview. And worst of all is that Orlando Brown did not even notice what he just revealed about himself. Why did Orlando wear those green eye contacts? He says they are the same style as the one Michael Jackson wore in the Thriller video. Remember, Dr. Phil is an entertainment show. A lot of what you see is for shock value. However, do not forget the signals they give to each other when lives are on the line. From watching the show, Dr. Phil gave Orlando some sort of treatment, probably in a clinic beforehand. And after what looks like meeting Dr. Phil for the first time, Dr. Phil tells Orlando he needs more help. And Orlando, we need to go to another clinic in Malibu. He even brought on the director of that clinic on the show to clarify just how serious they are for Orlando to take the treatment. Orlando says no every time, but the onslaught of directors and psychiatrists who literally broke him down, convincing this man that he has to go. And he bowed down. This is exactly what they did to Kanye. Orlando Brown does need help, and we will see what happens to him.
Come back to my house. In Jesus' name.